Watching the hottest gaming podcast to hit the scene. Class vs. Crass. The mastermind of this operation is Jason Levine. Class vs. Crass. With the help of his scruffy buddy, 85 to the RGT. Class vs. Crass.
Hello, welcome one and all, you beautiful people, to the Class vs. Crass Gaming Podcast. Hey, don't laugh, I actually got most of that intro right. I'm your host, Hey Jay, joining me as usual, RGT85.
Greetings.
The PC Engine Master Race guy here. So, if you know, guys, there's a storm happening outside. I don't know how well the stream's going to go tonight. I think I found out what was causing issues last week because it was happening during the intro. So last week my computer auto-updated. Windows did some updates, and it looks like it installed a bunch of things that were running in the background, which I've shut off. So now it looks like we have a smoother stream, so hopefully it holds together.
We're still not even live.
Oh, we have a huge delay?
Yeah.
God damn it. Feels like I'm flying a freaking like Falcon, Millennium Falcon stream here. It's not smooth.
And the transition, like it's still on the transition screen.
Oh my god, this podcast is gonna kill me.
And now I can hear us, but I can't see us.
Oh man. Are you serious?
I'm watching it back.
Oh jeez. All right. I mean, there's not much I can do. I'm gonna keep working on this.
Oh, now I can see me. It's a frozen screen.
Wonderful. So I don't know if the issue is the encoder, YouTube, both Windows, but I swear I didn't change anything, and as of last week, it's been weird. So bear with us. There's probably gonna be a lot of lag between the chat and us again tonight. But anyways, it is a 1-hour podcast where we talk about all things gaming. We're going to be talking about I'm going to be talking about some Sekiro because that's my highlight of the week. We're going to be talking about what we've been playing over the past week. Then we're going to talk about Star Wars. We're going to talk about the some details about the new Xbox set to release later. I'm going to be leaning on you for that. I did watch your video a bit, but not all of it. And we're going to cover the rest of the news for the week. And then we're going to wrap everything up with the lightning round. That's where we take your topics, your questions. And we're going to wrap it up by 9 because we got Game of Thrones to go watch tonight. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. How are you tonight?
I'm all right.
That's good. You're in your couch location tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, watching the playoffs.
Ah, nice. Who are you rooting for?
Anyone but Golden State. I really hate Golden State, so.
How far are the playoffs? It's the NBA, right?
Yeah, it's the first round.
So are they actually really lined up with hockey then? Because like hockey just started, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, I'm just getting people telling me now that they're live. So we got a huge delay. We got like a minute to a minute and a half, maybe even 3-minute delay. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So what have you been playing?
I'm playing with this thing.
The Labo.
Yep.
What'd you get? The whole kit or just the goggles?
No, I just got the basic one. It comes with this and the blaster.
Oh, nice. That was like $40, eh?
Yeah, it was like $40. I'm not putting together the blaster though.
I was gonna say, is the blaster together?
Hell no.
That takes like 6 hours, I heard.
Does it really?
The blaster, according to Game Explain.
Yeah, we're not messing with the blaster.
You're just not gonna do it? That looks like the best part.
I mean, it's fine. I don't need it.
How long did it take you to do that?
Like a half hour or so.
Okay, that's not too bad. Congrats on your first Labo build.
Thank you.
So how is it? Did it is Under the Sea everything you hoped for?
Well, I don't have it because the under the sea thing is part of the camera, and that's a separate accessory.
Oh shit! So what can you do with this one?
It has a bunch of mini games you can play.
Okay, but you can't do like the blaster one, right?
No, because I haven't set up the blaster.
But you can't like just use Joy-Cons for it?
No, it won't let you.
Oh, okay.
Like it's not for $40. It's not terrible. But it scratches my itch for VR. Like to me, VR is a very quick, 10-15 minute experience, put it away, play something normal, go back to something else. So for that, it suffices. The build quality is actually pretty decent. It's weird. There's I don't really quite know how it works, but there's a button on the top here. That's not really a button. It's just a spot. Okay. But in order to like exit out of games or get back to the menu, you tap this spot and then it brings you to it, but it doesn't correlate to a button on top of the Switch. I don't really.
Is it under the infrared on the Joy-Con?
No, because sometimes you'll be playing, and that's one of the problems. Is sometimes you'll be playing and you'll have to have a Joy-Con detached, so you're like holding it like
that's
this.
Right. There's no strap. Yeah.
Yeah. The company really needs to just make a strap. Like I think they would make money because it seems like the VR kit itself is selling pretty decently. I think it's like sold out on Amazon actually. So
in the US.
So yeah, I mean it's for $40, it's not bad. It's not something I would use for long gaming sessions. I'll be curious to see how like Breath of the Wild is with it, because I can't imagine playing more than 10 minutes at a time with it, but who knows?
Well, the fact that you don't have a strap sounds like nobody's going to be playing that for more than 20 minutes. Like, I can't, like, you're not going to do a whole Breath of the Wild session holding this thing to your face for like an hour or two, right?
Yeah, exactly.
As much as I'm always against and hate on VR, I'm starting to understand a potential market for it. We always compare VR we pretty much compare VR to the current games 1-to-1, and the biggest thing we always say is like no one's going to play VR for the same amount of time as any other game. Like they're completely different experiences. But after this new Star Wars game announced the Darth Vader VR, I don't know if you saw that game.
No.
So there's a new Star Wars game coming out this spring where you explore Darth Vader's castle, and there's like a whole story, and it's an episode, and the experience is an hour long. And after you're done that, episode 2 comes out later this year, and then you play that. And I've seen VR games do this, like The Exorcist is another VR game, which I think each episode is about 20 to 30 minutes, and there's like 5 episodes. I think if we compare VR more to like a TV series, it makes more sense. It makes more sense as a blend between a TV show and a video game experience than straight up video game experience.
I think that's fair.
And I think like that's the sweet spot of how you pitch a VR experience. And so then you have to consider the price point being somewhere in there where, you know, people pay what, $40 for a season of a show. So that I think that's, I don't know if that makes sense, like from a cost revenue perspective, probably not. But I think that's the only way you're going to get VR to go kind of mainstream.
It'll never go mainstream.
You don't think so?
No.
Anything else you've been playing?
Yeah, I played Hellblade, Senusa's Sacrifice.
You had not played that before, right? On the Xbox?
Right. Yeah, I just never played it before. I beat it the day I got it. Like, it's not a very long game or anything, probably 6-7 hours. But it was good. It was actually really good. And I've just been playing some random shit here and there. Nothing.
So what's
nothing really.
The Hellblade? Everything I look at, it's all trailers, even reviews. Everyone talks about how good it looks. What is the gameplay?
It's a mixture of basically solve a puzzle, fight some enemies, rinse and repeat.
So is it like a action adventure then, where it's just kind of hack and slash your way through?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like, you know, it's a basic hack and slash thing. You know, there's slowdown. You can focus, and it causes like a slowdown effect. It maybe like a dumbed down Devil May Cry. No, I wouldn't say it's as fast as something like Devil May Cry. It's definitely a bit more methodical, but it's good. You know, I actually like the combat. I think they could have done more with the combat, like more of an emphasis, but I don't think that was the intent of the game. So, you know.
Cool. So if you were joining me yesterday on the stream or follow my Twitter, you guys would know I've been playing Sekiro as of last night, a game I've been very vocal about being against because I don't like From Software. And I am really happy I asked the Twitter community for feedback on how it compares to Dark Souls and Bloodborne, because I love this game. Sekiro is everything I wanted Dark Souls and Bloodborne to be, and it plays really well. So how far, because you played this for a while, right, Sean?
Yeah, I didn't get super far though.
First boss or no?
The first real boss. I don't. Well, what do you consider the first real boss? The snake?
No, I didn't make it to the snake. I heard. Well, maybe that's the name of the boss. I know the first boss is called like the butterfly, Miss Butterfly or something.
Yeah. See, I started getting frustrated before I got to her.
Oh, okay. So what did you
Have you gotten to the big snake thing?
No, but I've seen videos of it, and I am terrified to encounter that thing.
That's where I got to. You're not far at all from it. It's like the next thing you'll do.
Well, I noticed I'm like going around the canyons, and there's like a snake skin. I was like, oh shit, it's getting close.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Yeah, I really love how there's so much to do. So like yesterday on stream, I was kind of getting like pushed along, you know, people want to see me dabble in stuff, but today I just sat with it alone, and I actually took my time to explore, and I pulled up like some walkthroughs and some tips to like what to do. And I learned like I missed a complete upgrade, this fire upgrade for your arm that you're actually supposed to get before you fight the chained ogre, because the chained ogre is weak against fire. So just before the stream, actually, I was playing that. I don't know if you picked up a bell from like an old lady in a village.
I don't even remember. Right. I played too many games. Like I played that game like a month ago, and it honestly seems like a fucking eternity.
And you're not gonna pick that up again?
I always say I'm going, like, if I don't beat a game within the first couple of days of release, it is very, very hard for me to get back into it, because just from a time standpoint, like I would love to, but just from a time standpoint, like I always have so much shit going on. Mm-hmm. It's like there's not enough hours in the day. Like, yeah, I could, like, I'm still, like, I'm like 16, 17 hours into Final Fantasy VII, and it's like I would love to play it more because I am enjoying myself, but like I just did the snowboarding part.
I forgot about that part. That's really vague. Like I can hardly remember that part.
It's not good. It looks good. It looks good, but it controls like fucking ass.
Yeah.
But like I just did that part, and it's like, at least with an RPG, like you could sort of pick it up and play it again as long as you did it within like, you know, a couple days. But like other games, it's like you got to get the mechanics down and stuff like that. And a game like that that's very challenging and very based on the mechanics, like it's tough to just jump. It's not a game. Sekiro is not a game that you can just jump back into after taking some time off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
And I hear that it gets like ridiculously challenging.
Oh man, it's all right.
And it's all based on timing and stuff. But it's like one small move and it can fuck up everything. And I don't know. That's not necessarily my style of game, and I can see myself getting mad.
Yeah, I totally hear you about like the whole mechanics thing, because when I played Spider-Man back in September, you know, I was pretty good at just jumping into a group of enemies and killing everyone. And then when I bought the DLC last month, it kind of throws you back into like some pretty hard fights right away. And I got creamed like the first 3-4 fights. I could barely last a minute just for that time to like ramp back up my skills.
Yeah, so, like there's definitely a sort of, you know, adjustment that you have to do with certain games like that. So
that's why I'm kind of scared to go back to God of War, because I was trying to get the platinum on that, and I made it to the end game, and I killed all the Valkyries, and I was at the Valkyrie Queen, and you know, I've grinded on her like 2 hours. Don't twist my words. I fought her for 2 hours.
No, you're grinding on her.
And I couldn't beat her. And now I know if I have to, like, that was back in January. So I know if I pick up God of War again, I have to invest minimum an hour just to get back to my skill level of fighting this like super hard bonus boss, which I'm not looking forward to. So with Sekiro, same thing. I'm going to put some time into it, because I do like it. I like the setting. You know, I do like the whole like demonic feudal Japan thing that it has going. So going back, yeah, so I beat the ogre, the chained ogre. I got this bell from an old lady in a village, and I learned that if you go back to the beginning with that bell and you put in a Buddha statue, it sends you 3 years into the past, into like this whole other level. And I was making my way through that, and that's where I got like an upgrade to like get a fire cannon in my arm. And then like I'm continuing, and then I ran out of time because we had to podcast. But I'm really curious, because like I was kind of running up against a wall, either having to fight this general in a courtyard that was killing me, or I don't know if you met the headless demon, but that thing's scary. No,
I have not. I don't think.
So if you go like into a hole after you fight the Unchained Ogre, like it's a dark hole, and there's this like disgusting naked woman with no head wielding a purple sword, and it just tells you.
Is it a black hole?
It's a black hole.
The black hole.
I don't understand the reference.
Yes, my gatekeeper. How the fuck did you never play Nightmare? The VHS board game.
I did, but I never made it. Like I just remember the beginning. That game was stupid. Where it's did everybody leave the room? Or something?
You must go to the black hole.
Did you actually legit play a game of Nightmare?
Yes, my gatekeeper. Yes, dude, that fucking shit was amazing.
You and some friends sat in a living room, put this VHS, and you played the game seriously.
No, it was me and my cousin, and yes, we did. It was my cousin who had fucking government cheese, and I always used to complain about it.
All right.
Because I was a single. I was, an only child. Okay, he had two sisters. His mom didn't even fucking work, and she was just within like 10 years, I remember like 4 or 5 different boyfriends that lived in their house with them. Mm-hmm. And this motherfucker, he had a Genesis, he had a Super Nintendo, he had all the latest games, he had Nightmare, and like I didn't have that shit, and they used to piss me off.
I don't think I had a friend like that. It's funny because now that you mention it, like I had a friend for every system. I had a cousin that had the Super Nintendo. I had the Sega Genesis. I had a friend who had like all the PC games. And yeah, you like go to a friend to play whatever game you wanted. And then my other cousin who had DOS, all the DOS games.
Yeah, but he had everything.
Yeah, you had one place to go. It was all centralized.
Including the black hole.
Including the black hole. I don't think I've ever played or seen that. What else did I play? I think that's pretty much it. Sekiro and I played an indie game last Monday. What was it? Extermination, something like that. Did you play that?
Yeah, that's a good game.
Yeah, it is. I had a lot of fun with it. So it's like you have these big bosses, and it kind of plays like Contra-ish. It's like a 2D Shadow of the Colossus kind of game, and it plays very well. I think I made it to I have 2 or 3 bosses left to beat the game, and it got pretty tough. But yeah, nice little game for $12. Recommend it.
Yeah, it does look good.
All right, let's get into our headlines. Star Wars. I know you don't care much about Star Wars. Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I mean, Final Fantasy VII was like not a thing, and now you're on board the cloud train.
I mean, I know they're doing a new game, and everyone's excited.
You haven't seen the trailer?
You
made a video on it.
What? Wait, what?
I said, did you see the trailer?
The Star Wars trailer?
For the game, yeah.
I mean, it was just CGI shit.
Oh, rendered in-game, though.
Bullshit.
Yeah, he said it was rendered in-game. It's using Unreal Engine, though. Which is good, because it's not using the Frostbite engine that all EA games are made on and developers struggle with. Hey, guys.
Could come to Switch!
Of course it's not going to come. You know what you're getting on Switch for Star Wars, right? You're getting Star Wars Pinball.
The chat is very behind. They were not rich dudes at all. One of them, the one that I remember the most, was literally a pizza maker at a local pizza place.
Don't underestimate the pizza maker.
But no, he was just a worker at the pizza place. Like, he didn't own it. And it was a busy pizza place, but he wasn't making that.
He knew how to knead the dough, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that they would have revealed a little bit of gameplay for the Star Wars game. The premise looks really promising. The story looks promising. If this was any other company except EA, I think we'd all allow ourselves to be hyped for it. But because it's EA, I mean, it is Respawn Studio, so it's the better part of EA. But I need to see some gameplay. I want to see how it plays. I hope it's third party, though. Third perspective.
Third person?
That's the word. Third person.
I think it will be.
Well, they said that it would be very accessible. That it's going to be a game that's pretty easy for anyone to pick up, but that will have a lot of depth for those who want more out of the experience. So to me, that means third person, because I feel first person isn't for everyone. It's usually
it's not going to be a first person game.
I hope not. So yeah, that looks really good. We got the new trailer for Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker, which is weird. Did you see that trailer?
No.
Have you seen episode 8?
No.
Okay. Have you seen episode 7?
No.
Have you seen any Star Wars films?
The original trilogy, and then I remember the one with the little fucker who was annoying.
Wow.
And then Darth Maul. I remember Darth Maul was kind of badass.
He's still alive, eh?
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's not a spoiler when a film's been out for more than a year, but they brought him back as a... So
he wasn't really alive. They just brought him back because he was a cool character.
So I'm guessing you haven't seen the film Solo.
No.
All right, well, I mean, it's been a year, so sorry if I'm spoiling this for anyone, but at the end of Solo, you see Darth Maul return. He just makes a cameo appearance, so I don't know what that's all about, but... He's got mechanical legs and stuff. Oh, he also came back in the Clone Wars, which is a whole other thing.
Mechanical legs? That sounds lame.
He got cut in half, right?
I mean, but still. Why's it got to be mechanical legs? Maybe she dated a bunch of thieves. Now that I could possibly believe a bit more. They weren't very... yeah. So
this is why I was trying to bring on, what's his name, Rule of Two, to talk about Star Wars. I knew that you weren't that big into Star Wars. So you haven't seen either The Mandalorian today that was talked about, the new TV series that's coming to Disney Plus.
The what?
Do you even know what a Mandalorian is?
Is that like a mandolin?
It's like a Boba Fett. Do you know what a Boba Fett is?
Yeah.
All right.
So, he's a bounty hunter.
Right. He's a Mandalorian bounty hunter.
You know what? They need to just remake Shadows of the Empire.
They do.
That was a great game that was crippled by the N64 controller and platforming and graphics.
I don't remember good things about it. I remember playing it.
Play it today.
I don't want to. I'm sure it didn't live up so well. And my sister would be like, "Oh, what movie are you watching?" I'm like, "No, it's a video game." And she's like, "Oh, it's so realistic." In hindsight,
It was good. I remember that was one of the better N64 games from the first little launch window.
It's actually the game that introduced me to Star Wars. I had never seen a Star Wars film before. I rented Shadows of the Empire. I was like, "Oh, this is really cool. What's this about?" Somehow I knew that the first level tied to the films. And from there, that game made me want to watch the movies. So the special edition just came out, so I watched that. Then I actually bought the novel Shadows of the Empire, and it just Star Wars fandom ensued.
Like, I don't hate it, but I don't care enough. And it's like there's so much outside stuff and so much, lore nowadays. It's hard to keep up. It's like
yeah, like they're putting a lot in the comic books, and I don't do comic book. Well, I wasn't doing Star Wars comic books, but now I want to because so in the new trailer, in the video game trailer, they showed this like villain who's like some woman, like a female Darth Vader or something. Anyway, she looks like a badass, and they said that her character was teased in like an August edition of a comic book. So I looked it up, and there's this whole like Darth Vader comic book series. I was like, oh, this looks really interesting, but it's been running for 2-3 years now, and it picks up right where Revenge of the Sith leaves off.
Revenge of the Sith sounds cooler.
That sounds
I excised it, and now it's back.
Yeah, so it picks up right there where like Darth Vader is like in his suit, and then it just I have no idea what the story is from there. So now I want to pick up that whole comic book series to get into it. And now I also picked up my first issues of Street Fighter comic books, which is another universe I'm going to get familiar with. The one I got is like the first issue of the Street Fighter 2, so it has like all of this lore, like how Sagat has like that big scar across his chest.
Bob Saget?
No, wait. What? That's not how you pronounce his name?
Sagat is how normal people say
Sagat. Yeah, do you know how he got a scar across his chest?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Ryu freaking like did the uppercut punch of fire into his chest. Did you know that?
I mean, I do now that you say it.
Yeah, that's why you need to read comic books.
No.
What do you mean no? What's wrong with comic books?
Nothing. It's just more money spent.
It's not bad to have a hobby. All right, so
I mean, you're not wrong.
So the Mandalorian is the race, is the clan that Boba Fett was kind of belonged to. It's this. You don't even care. Why am I explaining this to you? Let's talk about Xbox.
You could talk about it.
The Mandalorian are a warrior clan, and Boba Fett's armor is Mandalorian armor. So the whole Mandalorian people, they're recognizable by that armor. So they're not all bounty hunters. I mean, there's more to it than that, but in a nutshell, that's what it is.
They need to have Dog the Bounty Hunter come in. He was cool.
What are you talking about?
You never watched Dog the Bounty Hunter?
No.
He's like this big mulleted Hawaiian guy who's a bounty hunter, and like he smokes like a chimney. He arrests all these people, and I'll just like cuss him out and tell him he's gonna fucking kill him and shit. And then at the end, he'll be like, I'm big into Jesus, and he'll like pray with the people and stuff. Like, it's such a weird contrast, like how it starts and then how it ends. But it's very entertaining.
This is a film.
No, it's a running television show. Even South Park did a spoof on it.
And it's called Dog Dog
Dog
the Bounty Hunter. I'd watch Doug the Bounty Hunter though.
Yeah, Quail Man.
Huh?
Doug? Like the cartoon?
Like Nickelodeon Doug, yeah.
Yeah, Quail Man.
Not familiar with Quail Man.
Quail Man is the fucking comic that he draws. Where he has the belt on his head and he's in his underwear.
Oh, I don't think they brought that portion into the Disney one. I saw the Disney Doug, the one you don't like.
Ew! The trash one.
Why is it trash? Just because Disney touched it?
because it was like older and like different drawings, and it was just shittier. It was so much shittier.
But that song,
it didn't have the.
No, it was a different song. There's the Nickelodeon song and the
trash song.
Yeah, to each their own.
You could still watch the original Doug, and it's good. That Doug, you can't really watch it quite as much. Patty Mayonnaise got a new haircut and shit.
What? She didn't always have the short hair?
It wasn't that short. It was different. It was longer.
Oh. More you know. Speaking of Doug Bowser's first day tomorrow as the president of Nintendo of America.
Yeah.
We have not seen a Nintendo of America like under different leadership in our adult life.
This is true.
This could be. I don't think it could be good.
I don't think it's really like what. How much power do they really have? I
mean, I don't know. This is all speculation, but I would assume, you know, they're guiding the Americans, the strategy in the Americas.
Yes.
So they don't have much say in terms of the games that are being made, other than they're probably collecting data to pitch to Nintendo of Japan, like, hey, our market, we suspect we could sell 2 million copies of game X. I'm sure they do that kind of research.
Right.
So that won't change under a new leader.
Right.
What would change is the strategic vision. So Doug could, like the Wii U to Switch, we really saw a shift from family focused marketing to kind of any gamer from really they targeted everybody except kids and seniors with the Switch. So we could see a return to family marketing.
But would that be wise?
No, it wouldn't be at all.
So then why would they do that? I don't think they would do that unless they had a reason to.
I don't know. I'm just saying that's a possibility. Like, you know, when Reggie came in, the GameCube was already out. And
yeah,
the DS came out a year after he came on board as I don't know if he was the VP of marketing or the president at that time. But we saw the DS kind of play up the sexual angle where touching is good. That was the slogan of the DS. And it was even like the commercials were even narrated by like a suggestive woman. So soon after, like we saw Reggie or whatever, Nintendo of America took the whole Wii messaging into that family direction and pretty much hurt Nintendo's reputation in many ways. And they pursue that into the Wii U, and they finally shifted away for the Switch. So it could happen, but I hope not.
I mean, I don't think it would. You don't change something unless you have a reason to change something. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and right now, you know, Nintendo's on a roll. It's doing well, so I don't see them changing that. But they could be changing something else, whatever that is.
4DS.
No, please don't. All right, so what's this Xbox thing? Where did you hear about it? I'm surprised I actually learned about this new Xbox hardware details through you versus my usual sources.
It's rough, man. Yeah, and Doug was in RPG is 100% correct.
He was in RPGs?
No, stupid. Read the chat.
RPG. Doug, that was in charge of marketing for the Switch, wasn't he? Oh, good point. Good point.
So it's the discless Xbox One. It comes pre-installed, at least in Europe. I'm sure that it'll be the same everywhere.
So is this a leak, an official announcement, or rumor?
It's pretty much like these motherfuckers had the picture of the box of the system.
And what's it called? Is it like, does it have a name?
Xbox One S digital. No, wait. Xbox One S all digital.
All digital.
Yes.
It's not the Super Xbox One
S.
Hey, Obi-Wan's still making videos. I didn't know that.
It's called the Xbox One SAD. Xbox One S all digital.
Right, I'm gonna put it up for people to see here.
It has Minecraft, Forza 3 for some reason, and Sea of Thieves built in. It looks exactly like an Xbox One S, like exactly. It doesn't even look smaller. It only has
no
1 terabyte, and the European price, which if we translate it into American dollars, is 229 euros, which is roughly 250 US dollars. For a system that has no disk drive at all, you can't buy used games for it. It only has 1 terabyte, and you could commonly get the Xbox One S for $220 or cheaper. You could go on Amazon.
More expensive with less features.
Basically, you could go on Amazon right now and get. I was looking at it last night. There's one with like NBA 2K 19 for like $215 shipped to your house.
Wow.
Everyone's like, the MSRP is $299. Yeah, it's called manufacturer's suggested retail price. Suggested. As in, they suggest you sell it at that.
Is that how you read all of your comments? Good job, RGT. RGT, when are you getting a haircut?
And some guy keeps like commenting that he heard from a
uncle's friend.
No, he heard from a Microsoft representative that it's only going to be $200 in the States, and he's very disappointed that I did not mention that because he's told me that several times. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but all I have to go on right now is the information that's provided. It could very well be $200 in the States. If it is $200 in the States, guess what? It's still too damn expensive. This stupid thing should have been $150. Yep. It should have been $150. Fuck putting games pre-installed on it. That's a waste of fucking time. You know what you give me? You give me a month of Game Pass for free, or 2 months of Game Pass for free, and you give me a month of Xbox Live Gold or 2 months of Xbox Live Gold. Okay? And then you're getting my money every single month to get these services going. Because that's the whole fucking point of the system.
Yep. And Game Pass is way better than pre-installed games.
Exactly.
Like, here's the whole library.
So, even if it is $200, I don't give a shit. It should be $150. There's no reason for anyone to buy this system at $200 when you could get an Xbox One S for pretty much the same price that has more features because you can use it as a 4K Blu-ray player and you can play used games on it. There's no reason for it.
Wow. And the whole backwards compatibility, that's only with physical medium, right?
No. You can yes and no. Like, if you have a disc, you can pop it in your Xbox One. If you don't have the disc, you can download select games from Game Pass, or you can purchase the games through Xbox Live.
Yeah, that's pretty... oh my God. Yeah, Sean has a good point here. Can you imagine if they went with Xbox One S True Digital? We call it the Xbox One STD.
That would be good. Yeah. I mean, it's so stupid. First off, there's no reason for this system.
I don't understand. Again, this is like the Xbox One X all over again. Who's this for?
Well, the X at least had somewhat of a reason because of, if you wanted to play third-party games, the highest visual fidelity, you could play it on the Xbox One X.
You play on PC. Like, come on.
And that's true. Like, I don't know. It just seems really weird to me. And the timing of it is so late, and the life cycle, and it's like, move on. Like, this generation didn't work out for you. Take your L and move on. Like, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Microsoft, every time you think they're going to do something, they just self-mutilate themselves. It's weird.
The thing of it is, they pre-install the game, so if you don't hook it straight up to the internet, you have to hook it up to the internet. That's the whole point of this digital console. True. Is that you have to hook it up to the internet at some point. Yeah, and I mean, they're doing the dollar Game Pass trial anyway for new people.
Right.
But the people that are buying this Xbox One system, the all digital, they're not aware of that. So what you do is, instead of making that $1, you make $0.
You just put it in.
Exactly. And like, they would be like, oh shit, this is great. And then they're going to keep re-upping their subscription.
It's like the satellite radio when you get a new car.
Yeah.
Comes with it, and then they're like, "Hey, you want to keep buying this?" I'm like, "Nope, I don't need no satellite radio."
And plus, it auto pays every time, so you know,
Auto refills.
yeah.
Oh, back on the soda, or is that just really bad water?
No, I like a little root beer every now and
I
then.
was gonna say that doesn't look like Dr Pepper. What is this nice root beer?
It's Walgreens brand.
Well, we don't have Walgreens here.
That's a shame.
Is that like a Walmart?
No, it's like a CVS.
We don't have CVS here.
Dwayne Reddy.
We don't have Dwayne Reddy. I guess it's
What
like
pharmacies do you have?
I guess it's like a President's Choice root beer.
What pharmacies do you have?
It's called Shoppers Drug Mart, but it's Canadian.
Okay, do they sell
Or
things
Rexall?
like
I don't know if Rexall exists in the U.S.
do they sell things like toiletries and beverages? And
Yeah, it's called
they
the
have a
Life
small-
brand. Is that what that is? That's like a Life brand?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just it's Walgreens store brand. They have Walgreens store brand pizza rolls.
Wow.
And they're fucking delicious. You get 40 of them for like $3, and they're commonly on sale 4 for $10.
You know what's interesting? Those products always come. So it's very smart because, you know, they carry the name brand and then they get all this data on what sells. So I bet you they saw like this huge influx of pizza roll sales and they're like, hey, we can get in on this market. Let's make our own pizza roll market. Like that's the only reason that they would do it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like they got nice brand drinks, got nice brand ice cream.
It's called Nice. Everything is called the Nice brand. I would not trust anything called the Nice brand.
It's the store brand
yeah.
for Walgreens.
But it's
simple,
called Nice.
Simple, honest, delicious.
Okay, never trust anyone who calls themselves honest.
100% satisfaction guaranteed.
It looks like an iced tea, like root beer. Where's all the the graphic looks like iced tea.
It doesn't matter. You're not paying for the graphic.
Root beer should be going like.
You're paying for what's inside.
Yeah, and how is the Nice Dr Pepper?
It's root beer.
I still don't understand that. Is Dr Pepper considered a root beer?
Dr Pepper is its own entity.
But why don't we see anyone copy it?
You do. There's a million.
And what's it called?
Mr. Pibb?
Mr. Pibb?
Yeah, you've never heard of Mr. Pibb?
No, but that sounds interesting.
Yeah, dude.
Mr. Pibb. Why is it always got to be, you know, a male in a profession that you're drinking here?
I mean, you drink Mrs. Buttersworth syrup.
Hey, bring on the Mr. Buttersworth. If that means I get my Mrs. Pepper or Pibb.
What the fuck does it matter? It's just a drink.
Social justice, man.
Exactly. Fight the good fight.
It's so my Miss Butterworth bottle is not so lonely in the cupboard. Actually, she's got what's a male? There's the Mr. Peanut guy. What's his name?
Mr. Peanut.
It's the top hat guy, right? Is it Mr. Peanut?
Yeah, it's his name.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
What other topics we got to talk about? Talked about VR. Talked about Star Wars, kind of Xbox. Anything else at the top of your list? It was fairly quiet this week in terms of stuff.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole hell of a lot going on.
Especially the stuff we talk about. Like there's new Mortal Kombat stuff. Are you buying Mortal Kombat? I mean, I'm sure you are because there's so much hype around it. But
yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to getting it. It is curious how we've seen nothing from the Switch version.
That's scary.
But everyone that's played it says that they've only played it in handheld mode, and they said it runs at 60 frames in handheld mode.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So
Dr. Thunder? There's a Dr. Thunder in the US?
yeah, there's a million doctors.
Dr. M?
Like there's a million doctors. All the store brands have their own doctors. Dr. Perky.
No, it's called Pib Extra. Sounds like.
Well, Pib Extra is different, I think.
Let's talk about how the Switch Pro will be a dock station that will enhance the regular Switch. Omar, dropping some big news here. What are you talking about, man? The Switch Pro will be a dock station that will enhance the regular Switch. Is that a theory from Omar? Or is that some...
They really called a flagrant 2 on that. NBA is such pussy shit nowadays. It's a reformulation of Mr. Pibb.
What are you looking at?
The Pib.
Pib Extra?
Yeah, Pib Extra.
Oh.
So I guess it did replace it. Yeah, I haven't heard that.
Okay.
Who did you hear that from, Omar? I'm going to take a guess. That sounds like a Dave.
It does sound like a Dave now that you mention it. But we did talk about on this show, though, that could be... that could potentially be something, because that's what the dock does right now. It up-reses to your TV. So why not put the Switch Pro feature in the dock? Do you actually think people want more performance in handheld? Like, you play a lot in handheld. Do you want more performance out of your Switch in handheld?
I think a lot of people do.
But would they notice it?
In things like Labo VR, yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. So yeah. Otherwise, I'm with you, Omar. I think it would be in the dock. But we're gonna find out soon. Oh, I guess the Nintendo Direct. Not quite on time. That didn't come. Did not happen. You know, I think since a lot of the Nindies were announced for coming out, when are they coming out? This week. It's April 18th at a bunch of good. Yeah, we got Katana Zero coming out this week, Cuphead, all that stuff. I think we could see a Direct happening either this week or next week. But pretty much you gotta let the games release from the last Direct before there's a new Direct. Oh, it's Easter this weekend, so definitely next week. I think on the 24th we're gonna get a Direct. That's my prediction.
Make the video.
I don't make speculation videos. They're really boring to make.
They're fun.
You can have it. It's your kind of video. I don't do. I need videos that are creatively satisfying to make. All right, let's do the lightning round. Lightning round.
The delayed lightning round.
Yeah, that's why I gotta type it out.
Getting a little antsy. 14 minutes to your show.
A little bit. This is the first year I actually watch it on time. I actually paid for a subscription to HBO this time versus pirated streams. So for the first time in my life, I'm watching Game of Thrones in HD at full 1080p.
Look at you.
Do you watch that show?
No.
Big D Max, Jason, how come you quit uploading this podcast to Google Play? So I never uploaded it to Google Play. So the only other place I uploaded it to was SoundCloud, and I connected iTunes to SoundCloud. So I don't know if Google Play was tapping into that or if a viewer of the show was doing it, but I've never done it. That said, I did take a 6-month break from doing the iTunes thing for multiple reasons, and I've restarted the upload schedule this week with the last 3 episodes of Class vs. Crass. So now they are on SoundCloud and the Apple Store on iTunes. And it's going to be releasing every Tuesday now. I have a more consistent routine that I can guarantee that's going to go up. So I always post this podcast on YouTube on Tuesdays, and it's also going to go up there. I'm going to have to look into that Google Play. I don't know what that's all about. And I might look at putting it, if I can easily distribute it to other podcasting platforms, I'll do that as well.
Will you buy Persona 5 on Switch?
I will. Maybe.
I might. I don't know. It's just, I don't know dick about the series, so.
Neither do I.
Do I need to know about the other games, or are they individual entities where I can jump right in and have no issue?
I heard they're individual entities.
Oh, well then maybe.
Everyone, yeah, I have a friend who barely plays video games. She got into Persona 5 and got hooked. So we have to see what the new features are of the Switch version. If they're asking full price for a few meager editions, I'm just gonna go PlayStation and buy it for $20. Will anything on the Nintendo Switch outsell Pokemon Sword and Shield this year? Animal Crossing is a potential contender.
This year? Yeah, maybe Animal Crossing.
Oh, Mario Maker.
No, I don't know. Animal Crossing is sort of a slow burn
Mario
game.
Maker.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Mario Maker 2 is going to be the big one.
Yeah, maybe.
Cat still gets uploads from Google Podcast. I don't know where the Google's from. The Googlies. Will you check out God Eater 3 on the Switch? I have no intention to right now.
I might. That looks like a game, as a fan of games like Monster Hunter, that game looks like something I'd be into.
Yeah, I'm not into that sort of stuff.
You know, like hunting monsters.
No, I don't know. I got Monster Hunter Ultimate 3 on the Wii U and I returned it. It's one of the few games I returned.
That's because you didn't understand how to play it.
Maybe I didn't get hooked. I don't know. I went out, I killed some stuff. It wasn't that fun.
Wow. Am I going to do a book signing tour? Probably not.
Come on, you don't want to tour together across the US and Canada?
How am I going to make money while I'm doing that?
We'll get a really old Winnebago. We'll set up a studio in there, and we'll just stop at like McDonald's and upload through their Wi-Fi.
If I can get some sponsors, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of sponsors.
That'd be a pretty crazy adventure. Hey Jay, did you play any more Sekiro today? Yes, I did. I played an hour or two. Did not make much progress. I tried to take on the general a few more times, died, but now I've made it to this like whole other segment I didn't know about, which I talked about earlier in the podcast. So I love it. Like I've been reading up on walkthroughs about like tips and tricks on how to get better at it. What a lot of features in the menu actually are that I don't quite understand. So now I'm actually trying to figure out ways to upgrade myself before just going in and trying to kill people. Ryan says Mario Maker is going to blow up. Oh my God, it's going to blow up so hard. Treon's Realm, Mario Maker combined with Nintendo's lax YouTube now equals huge sales. Yes, I think that's one thing that a lot of people are underestimating, the fact that you can upload your Mario Maker levels and make money off of that. Or that the fact that before you could. The only change in the YouTube policy at Nintendo is the money, right? Like before you could still upload your videos.
Yeah,
you
but
just couldn't make money
it made a lot of people not want to do it.
It made YouTubers who work full time not want to do it, which is fair. But it wouldn't have stopped Joe Blow from uploading his stuff.
Correct.
Some guy says, I will try Monster Hunter World through Game Pass. Love that name, by the way.
Yeah, it's coming out. That's the next update.
Ryan says, come to New Orleans.
Do you think I could cut in that Labo VR to fit my Oculus Go strap? Is the cardboard sturdy enough? As far as a head strap is concerned, I think the best thing would be for someone to come along and do something with these little washers on the side, like pop off the washer. Oh, you probably can't see it. These washers that you have on the side, pop off the washer, put something down underneath that, and then pop the washer back on.
How heavy is that?
It's not heavy at all, really, but when you put a system in there, it gets a little bit heavier. Like the games where you have to have because you put the system in,
right?
So now you have the weight of the system, right. And in some games you have to play like this,
right? When you put the Joy-Con on it, it can't slide out, right? Or can it?
No. You can also watch 3D YouTube videos on it.
I don't know. You look so ridiculous with that thing.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Sean, dinner time. Get that thing off your face.
I tried to play NES games on it. I wish I had like a flat mode.
Oh, how did that work out?
It didn't.
Like you just see double, or it's just the one screen?
No, it's really strange. Like it doesn't, because what it does is it splits the image, and then it doesn't make it a single image if it's outside of Labo VR. Now, I do think that they could do something where they made it so that you could play NES games on there, and maybe some of them would be enhanced with the Labo VR, and I think that would be very neat. Do I think Walgreens will come up with a video game console? It'd be called the Nice Console.
The Nice Console. Honest. What are the other two things?
Let's see if it's on this.
You got nice water too.
Simple, honest, delicious.
So they would have to change their slogan a bit to simple, honest, fun.
Yeah.
The nice console. Nice consoles. What is it? Nice consoles come last. What's that nice guy saying?
Yeah. Nice
We need
guys
this
finish
podcast
last.
in 3D. You really don't. Nobody wants to see us in 3D.
You can barely run it in 2D. What are you talking about?
Can barely run it at all.
Jason's computer's about to explode.
I was looking at upgrading because I really want to play Sekiro on my PC, but it was a game I want to stream, and I knew my PC can't run Sekiro and stream because like I can barely run indie games and stream. So I was looking at upgrading cards, and like just to get a decent GPU, I'm looking at like in the $500 range. I'm just like, and the whole reason I wanted to get Sekiro on the PC is because the load times are apparently 4 seconds versus like the 15-second load time on PS4 after you die. So,
Omar, I made a video on it. If you are a VR connoisseur, probably not. If you're just looking for a simple VR experience for $40, I think it's pretty decent.
From what
I've gotten $40 worth of enjoyment out of this stupid thing so far.
From what I've heard, there's more gameplay in actually assembling the cardboard than actually playing the game. Like I heard you got 6-7 hours of gameplay assembling the cardboard, and then you got like 2-3 hours of playing the games.
With previous Labo?
With this one, the VR Labo.
No. I mean, maybe if you're building the other shit.
The thing that you didn't build, yeah.
Yes, I mean, that's probably why I enjoy it like I do, because building stuff is not enjoyable to me. And that's why I never liked the robot kit. I never finished it because building shit is not fun to me. The fact that this took me 30 minutes to build roughly, and then I'm able to enjoy, some little VR stuff, that makes it worth it to me. Now, what I'm planning on doing is, since next week is Easter, my little shithead cousins are going to be over at Grandma's house. And I'm going to be like, hey, you guys want to build something? I'm going to make them build it.
So you don't need to go out of town, right? For Easter, now that you are in the town that you always left to go to?
Correct.
Okay, well, I'll be out of town. So actually, we won't be able to do the podcast next week.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't live with my family yet.
Sick bastard.
Gadget.
Yeah, for $40, it's pretty legit.
There you go. Gadget Mike, no, Sekiro did not make me think of upgrading my GPU because I enjoyed the game. It was before even buying the game. I knew I would be dying a lot, and I don't like waiting on load screens. So I'm like, to give Sekiro a fair chance, I would need a proper computer to run it. And, if I would have upgraded for Sekiro, I would have bought a lot more third-party games on my PC. But I rather went with the $80 or whatever, $60 US purchase of just the game on PS4 versus a $500 upgrade.
And then if you didn't like the game, you could sell it or trade it in.
And that's why I bought physical.
As opposed to doing nothing with it. And it's just sitting there forever.
Good point. Well, Steam has the refund system.
Yeah, but it's not indefinite.
No, but neither is... okay, I see what you mean, yeah.
Look at Shane.
Shane?
Rerez is going to be in my video tomorrow.
Oh, you were on a AVGN episode.
I was.
That came out last week, didn't it?
It did.
How was that experience?
It's crazy. Full circle.
Because I'm sure you got into YouTube for the same. Like AVGN is like the godfather of gaming YouTubers.
Yeah, he's the reason why there is video games on YouTube. Like, you could talk about Markiplier and PewDiePie with Let's Plays and shit. Yeah. And, they did start the Let's Play stuff. But as far as video games in general, it was him.
Right.
And anyone who says differently is incorrect.
So did you actually talk to him to be part of that, or you just kind of sent your clip off?
No, I talked to the Cinemassacre guys. They hit me up and asked me if I wanted to be in it, and I was like, yeah.
Sean, that's good to know. So if you're saying you'd get the GTX 1660, I was looking at the GTX line. I think it was the GTX 1080 I was looking at, but that's pretty expensive. I heard to avoid the RTX that's overpriced for like no reason, and all you get is ray tracing out of it.
Or you could just buy a console and not have to deal with any of this shit.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I have I have an NVIDIA I bought a GPU years ago to do video editing. So it's not quite optimized for gaming. Like it's optimized for something else, like to do 3D animation and stuff. But
And book editing, it's almost 9, sir.
I noticed. Anyways, yeah, we are gonna wrap it up. Game of Thrones is starting. So, guy RGT, what do you got to look forward to here?
Well, let's talk. I've got
Let's
a
not
lot.
talk.
No,
Nope.
no. Just I'll be throwing up some videos. Evidently, Rerez is going to be on the channel with me tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that.
Cool. Hey Jay, why weren't you in that AVGN video? I'm not big enough. A and B, I'm not with. Well, I wasn't with Screenwave. I'm actually getting the channel set up with Screenwave right now. Maybe in the future. All right. What else is coming out? Oh, I will be out next weekend. So Hey Jay News might come out a day earlier. Can't guarantee a feature this week because it is a shorter week that I have less time to work. So look out for that. And if you haven't already, there's a new episode of the Wii 100, which came out last Friday, covering the adventure games. So do check that out. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with the Indie Corner stream at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Till then, keep it classy, as Sean would say.
Keep it classy.